This week on GamePron News, it's all about the undead, whether they're in Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty Black Ops or Dead Rising 2. Guybrush Threepwood makes an unlockable appearance in Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, Fable III reveals a who's who of British actors, Sony's PS3 jailbreak problems continue, and we've got more 3DS details than we can poke a stick at. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen. Red Dead Redemption has already released some game-changing downloadable content, from adding co-op side missions, multiplayer maps, scoring systems, leaderboards, gameplay modes, and of course multiplayer versions of Liar's Dice and Poker. The fourth and final DLC pack currently in the works is the Undead Nightmare Pack, which brings ghost towns and cemeteries to the mix, as well as a bunch of zombified humans. In case you were wondering how zombies made it to the Wild West, it's apparently thanks to a highly infectious plague spreading across the frontier. It's up to John Marston to find a cure in a new, mostly single-player campaign. The Undead Nightmare Pack is due out later this year for both PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Also out later this year is Call of Duty Black Ops, which hits shelves November 9th and also features a fair few reanimated humans. Building on the success of Call of Duty World at War, Treyarch say they are committed to bringing brand new zombie experiences to their games, even if that means squishing them into the Cold War. It's been announced that gamers will be given the opportunity to combat the zombie apocalypse via 4-player co-op, and the devs are promising a nice surprise for their fans. Capcom's Dead Rising 2 was released around the world this week, but gamers in United Arab Emirates are missing out. The game's been banned in that region thanks to all the violence, gambling and nudity it contains. An appeal is currently in the works, but distributors Pluto Games say that getting the game unbanned looks unlikely. While this news was a blow for Capcom, they can't be too upset. They've recently announced that Dead Rising 2 Case Zero was a raging success with more than 500,000 downloads in 2 weeks. The publisher predicts we'll see more publishers following their paid demo footsteps before too long, and consider it a precursor for episodic gaming. Guybrush Threepwood, Mighty Pirate, is best known for his appearances on or around Monkey Island, but thanks to LucasArts, he's about to make the great leap into outer space, where he'll be an unlockable skin for Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Screenshots released this week have divided the LucasArts fanbase. Star Wars fans are accusing developers of diluting their game's content, while those who prefer Monkey Island seem to object to Threepwood's newfound third dimension. Personally, I think he looks kinda cute. A new video from Lionhead Studios reveals the voice acting cast for Fable III, and it's a bit of a who's who of British acting. We have a few returning names, Stephen Fry as Reva and Zoe Wanamaker as Teresa, but they're swamped by the new talent who'll be featured: John Cleese, Simon Pegg, Sir Ben Kingsley, Jonathan Ross, Michael Fassbender, and the list goes on. In true Lionhead fashion, everybody is awesome. We've also got some awesome news for gamers down under, with the revelation that the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, that's the other ABC, will start screening Canadian cult favourite Pure Ownage on Monday nights starting October 4th. This is the made-for-TV version of the made-for-the-web original, which sees Jeremy, the owner, kicked out of his mother's basement and forced to get a job. Just because he is the world's greatest video gamer, or at least the world's most obsessed, he's not pulling his weight and has to venture into the real world. The problem, of course, is that Jeremy is a child of the internet who has no idea how to interact with anything outside of a glowing screen.
This is my brother Jeremy. We made a hit web show that turned him into an internet celebrity. Now we're making a real TV show, but he doesn't care about anything except his video games.
Jeremy's brother Kyle is a budding film director who decides to turn the experience into a documentary. The result? A mockumentary of epic proportions, and one we're very happy to see will be shared with the Australian public even before it's made it to the US. As quickly as Sony squishes one method of jailbreaking the PS3, an alternative pops up to take its place. The recent release of firmware 3.50 looked like it had stopped 2 popular solutions dead in their tracks, but an enterprising young engineer has apparently found a new way to jailbreak the console using its own controller. The latest firmware updates have been restricting the use of the console's USB ports, disabling a couple of mod chips as well as many third-party controllers. Now though, it's the company's own proprietary hardware with a few modifications that's being used against them. Allegedly, you just need a 6-axis or a DualShock 3, a soldering iron and a PIC microcontroller, and you'll be able to boot your PS3 into debug mode without losing any settings. Despite the recent waves of jailbreak solutions, this method has been confirmed as an all-new project rather than a remake of an older one, and it will make things awfully challenging for Sony. Without disabling their own proprietary hardware, it's not quite known how the publisher will get around this one. The big news this week, however, has been focused on Nintendo, who finally took the wraps off of their plans for the 3DS. Firstly, bombshell. It won't be out in time for Christmas no matter where you live. Instead, the handheld is due to arrive in Japan on February 26th, and the rest of the world will get it in March, although analysts are already whispering that April sounds more likely. No Western pricing has been announced yet, but we are looking at 25,000 yen in Japan. That'll get you the 3DS itself, an AC adapter, a touch pen, and a handy 2GB SD card to hold your DLC and DSiWare games, which can be transferred from your DSi or DSi XL. The built-in web browser will come in handy, as well as the always-on tag mode, which will quietly exchange data with anyone you pass who also has a 3DS. Gamers will also be able to create and share memes by taking their photograph and putting it on a 3D avatar. There's also a bizarre ability to merge two photos together too. Nintendo have also confirmed there will be a new focus on augmented reality games, which does look awfully promising. There's also a massive list of launch titles featuring games from Metal Gear Solid, Mega Man, Resident Evil, Puzzle Bobble, Dead or Alive, Super Monkey Ball, Ridge Racer, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, Driver and Professor Layton, and that's before we get to the first party Nintendo stuff, which includes Nintendogs and cats, Star Force, Kid Icarus, Legend of Zelda The Ocarina of Time in 3D, Animal Crossing, Paper Mario and Mario Kart all being talked about. It'll take everybody a little while to sort through the information overload that Nintendo's just heaped upon us. So, until next week, I'm Jessica Citizen and this is GamePron News.